Hey, so I want to make a quick video talking about my concerns with the Phineas and Ferb revival, but my voice sounds like this. So, apologies for that. So everyone's been talking about cartoon revivals lately, especially since Gumball and King of the Hill are coming back for new seasons. Maybe we should reboot something ourselves. I know what we're gonna do today. Ah, yes, Phineas and Ferb returning for more episodes. Since its initial ending in 2015, the show has had quite the cultural impact. I mean, the show's one of the faces of Disney TVA. And you can see that in how much promotional stuff these characters have been in after the show ended. Like, Jesus. You have all these shows, and Phineas and Ferb is the well you keep going back to. That does raise a question, though. Will more Phineas and Ferb episodes even be good? I'm admittedly worried about the quality of the show, as it comes back after 10 years. I mean, look at shows like Clone High. The second that show came back, everybody unanimously agreed that it lost the plot of the original season and basically was just a show for the fandom. With how big Phineas and Ferb is, could the same happen to it? Well, let's look at the facts. What about everything that released in between seasons 4 and 5? Okay, so we have a bunch of promotional shorts, the weird Chibiverse show, a movie, and two shows that are kind of related. Let's start with the shows. Okay, so Milo Murphy's Law would reference Phineas and Ferb semi-regularly, and even had a crossover, ending with Doofenshmirtz being a main cast member of Season 2. As much as I'd love to point to specific references from Hamster and Gretel, I did not watch that show. Phineas and Ferb never really left. The movie, Candace Against the Universe, came out a few years ago, not too long after Milo Murphy's Law ended, which wasn't that long after the Phineas and Ferb crossover, which wasn't that long after the show ended. Quality-wise, I'd say the movie's pretty good. Not nearly as good as their first movie, mind you, and the animation at times is, ugh. But overall, a fun side story in the original summer. And as for all the extra content, the puppet-rigged crossover shorts are odd. Using Doofenshmirtz and or Perry in almost every single one. I think there were 2 that didn't out of like 10 Phineas and Ferb themed shorts. I mean, with Phineas and Ferb being popular on TikTok and the voice actor for Doofenshmirtz and co-creator of the show having a large following on there, I'm not surprised they kept bringing them back for more. And the Chibi Shorts, which soon became the Chibi Verse, was Disney's weird experiment with an ugly art style that is frustratingly the only times Wander Over Yonder will ever get referenced again. Finally, the How Not to Draw shorts are just some fun, admittedly very well animated shorts. But this is all extracurricular content. Stuff that is clearly not representative of the main show. With the main show, I'm not sure if they're going to be channeling those shorts. Basically, what I'm worried about is if they're going to try to make more of the same, if they're going to try and evolve the original show, or if they're just going to pander. Why am I worried? I mean, the quality seems to be okay, right? Well, Milo Murphy's Law, Candace Against the Universe, Hamster and Gretel, and all those promo things are very self-referential. A quality that was in Phineas and Ferb, don't get me wrong, but it was never as prevalent as it was in their later works. Okay, so maybe the writing will be a bit different. That's okay, as long as it doesn't spit in the face of the original run. Oh, right. So in the season 4 and original show finale, Doofenshmirtz and Candace basically break the cycle of their everyday. Every episode, Doofenshmirtz would try to do evil, and Candace would try to bust her brothers, both realizing that their goals are very short-sighted. And in the new show, Doofenshmirtz and Candace do a complete 180 on their arcs, and are, well, probably going to be following that same formula that dictated their lives for the original run for the rest of this run. That is a bitter pill to swallow. Especially since Milo Murphy's Law, the next show chronologically after Phineas and Ferb Season 4, follows Doofenshmirtz after he stopped being evil, and even showed that he's going to accomplish good things in the future. It features a good theme about how he's trying to live up to seemingly impossible expectations, but it's a logical turn for his character. The same could be said for Candace, since she's learned the same lesson twice, once in the finale and once in Candace Against the Universe. With all of that said, as more content comes out from the new season, it actually looks okay. It's probably going to be received well, and heck, I'll probably enjoy it. But I can't hide my disappointment that they're just hitting the reset on everything. Granted, they are going to be including Linda in more of the adventures. So I guess that's a shake-up to the formula right there. And hey, some of the summaries from the next few episodes actually sound like they're going to be doing some interesting things. But that doesn't outweigh some of the negatives, like the animation quality. Good lord, it seems to fluctuate a lot. Some of the previews for the new season have had some... God. One other thing that bothers me is the fact that two separate but equally lame jokes about montages are in the promos for the new episodes.
Time for the musical dance sequence.
But I see you're in a song sequence!
Thank you!
It'd be one thing if it was one, but two? And they're basically the same joke. Again, Phineas and Ferb is not new to these kinds of jokes. I'm just getting really sick of meta humor, and I'm tired of pretending I'm not. Regardless of all of that, I am cautiously optimistic. Maybe the show will surprise me. I know the ending to the first episode did. With all of that said, I've got someone here who knows more about Phineas and Ferb than me. My girlfriend, Citrine!
Hi.
So we actually met through talking about Phineas and Ferb, so this revival has been something we've been talking about a lot. So what do you think about them bringing back Phineas and Ferb for more?
Personally, my opinion is that I'm really excited for the revival. I'm really, really excited to see it back because it holds a really dear place in my heart, and I'm just so happy that now people that are younger can grow up with it, and older people can grow up with it again. So it's really nice to see, because the show means a lot to me, and it's just a part of who I am, and I wouldn't be the same without it, and we wouldn't be the same without it. If it wasn't for the show, we wouldn't have even met. So I'm really excited for the show. I hope that the Professor Time things come back in the show, because I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the Milo Murphy crossover. I love the Professor Time and all of that stuff. I think it's a great addition to Doofenshmirtz, and just his backstories and everything. The fact that he has that upcoming for him in the future, I think that's really nice, and it gives him a good ending. Another thing I would love to have happen is Doofenshmirtz's girlfriend to show up. I love them. They're just so cute. Another thing I'd really like is another Cliptastic Countdown, because I really love that episode, the first one. The second one, I don't know what to think of that. It's just very strange. So I would love to maybe do it again with some new songs tied into it. I really like that episode, so it'd be fun to see it again. I am disappointed that Doofenshmirtz is being evil again. The only other thing I would say is that I just hope that the show doesn't constantly reference memes or how advanced technology has become since the show has aired. I really, really cannot say anything bad about the show. I'm so excited Dan and Swappy got to make yet another season of the show. I can't wait. Enough of my rambling. I love Phineas and Ferb, and I always will. It's always going to be my favorite show.
All right. Thank you for coming on, and anything else you want to say to them? Anybody watching?
Doofus do.
At the end of the day, Phineas and Ferb is a show that means a lot to me. It was one of my childhood shows, and while I may not be super keen on them just going in and resetting the characters, it's part of a formula that works. With characters like Milo in the poster for the new season, I can only hope they get him for an episode or two. that would definitely be something interesting and might warrant another batch of episodes. Whatever they do, I'll keep watching, and maybe I'll make a video when the first season's done. Or 5th. That's going to be confusing. I'm Jacob, and I'll be seeing you next time. At least there's not going to be any more hamster and gruff. Oh, no!